Hey, how you doing? Time to shoot another Pint with JG. Been a couple of weeks, so I hope everybody's well. Today, what I want to talk to you about is how most salespeople can only manage 3 job interviews at once. See you at the Lamb and Flag in a couple of minutes. Hi, so I believe your name's Tom?
It is, yes, nice to meet you.
Hi Tom, you alright?
Not too bad.
Good, I'm Johnny.
Nice to meet you.
So this is our regular video blog. So what do you recommend here in this lovely pub?
All depends what you really like though. One of my favourites is Leeds Pale.
Leeds Pale?
It's here, it's a nice light session pale ale, easy drinking.
Right, I think we've had Leeds Pale on the show before. Let's definitely have another pint again, please. Yeah. Thank you, Tom. Did you miss me? JG here, time for another pint with JG. We are in the Lamb and Flag, which is in Leeds, just near Leeds Cathedral. Is it Leeds Cathedral, Lauren? I think it is. Just behind the train station. It's a really, really lovely pub. I am drinking a pint of Leeds Pale, which was recommended by Tom. It's really good. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who hit the share and the like button on the last episode. It really made a big difference. It increased the reach immensely. If you're enjoying what you're watching today, smash that like button on LinkedIn, smash the share button on LinkedIn. Just lets us know it's worth creating the content and that people are watching and people are listening and people are appreciative of the content. So last time we saw you, we were talking about what I referred to as the high velocity job market. And it's a funny time of year right now. As I said last time, people come back from their holidays. Those who didn't complete a big recruitment project before their holiday are in a hurry to finish it. Those who've got one now are already thinking, I really want somebody on board for the new year. And all of that adds up to this high velocity job market, which means that it's not inconceivable that as a candidate or somebody as a job hunter, you could have an awful lot of things on the go right now. And what I want to talk about today is why that's not such a great thing and what you can do about it to make sure that it doesn't have a detrimental effect on the way that you seek your next job. So I have this theory that no candidate that's worth his salt and of any real quality or seniority should have any more than maybe 3 jobs on the go via a maximum of 2 recruiters. It's a personal theory I've held for a long time. And the reason for that is there's a lot going on. If you're a good sales guy, you're in work, or lady, you're in work, you've got a family, you've got a life, you've got 3 potential job opportunities on the go, you've still got a pipeline to close where you are, you've got a boss ringing you for the end of quarter numbers as we get to quarter end, you've got your kids talking to you at night and ringing you on the phone asking you stuff, and you've got your friends ringing you, you've got an awful lot going on in your life. Now, if you look it up on Google, what you'll find is something called Miller's Law. Miller's Law states that the human brain can only remember at any given point in time and hold in its random access memory, for all you old school IT people out there, it can only hold in its random access memory 5 plus or minus 2 things in its active processing memory at any given time. So if you put that in the context, for example, of finding a new job, and you've got a candidate with 5 things on the go through 7 different recruiters, as we say up here in the north, then all of a sudden what you've got is a very chaotic, very unfocused job search, and it's there that absolute madness lies. So just look it up on Google now and then come back to the video. I'll wait for you. I'll just wait. Hold on. So Michael and I the other day were having a little bit of a laugh at what we've coined the goldfish effect in job hunting. And what we mean by that is sometimes you get a candidate, let's just say it's the start of September, and first week of September he has an interview with one company, second week of September he has an interview with another one, third week of September he has an interview with another one, 4th week of September, he has an interview with another one. And actually, he's a pretty good bloke, so he's doing quite well in all of those recruitment campaigns. And on top of that, his wife's all over him because she wants a holiday booking. His kids are all over him. His boss is all over him. The builder's made a mess of his extension. By the time he gets to September, at the end of the month, he can hardly remember the interview he went to at the start of the month. That's before we've even factored into the whole equation the fact that some of those are going to turn into second interviews and that he's getting called by other recruiters during that process about a number of other jobs. What then happens is it becomes just a mush in the minds of the person that we're working with. They can't differentiate between the jobs. As a result, they tend to back off against some of the recruiters. But most specifically, and the area where it becomes the biggest challenge, is the candidates that have got that many things on the go and that are in that goldfish effect place, they become very price-led with the way they make their purchase decision on the next job that they take, because they can't differentiate between the jobs. The brain, the human brain, Miller's Law or whatever it was I called it, you've looked it up on Google, I'm sure you did, it's very clear and it's very accurate that there's only so many things people can hold in mind. So good jobs get forgotten, bad jobs don't get forgotten, and our hard-working candidate who really thought that the best way to go into the job market was to look at lots of jobs is actually very confused and is now in reality making a price-led purchase decision, which is ironic because at this level we're all trained to be selling on value, and the candidates completely forget the important stuff. Moving jobs is not like moving house. It's not like buying a house, you know. You can't just go and look at one job and then another job and then another job and then another job until at some point you find one that really tickles your fancy and then you make an offer on it. It's not how the world works, you know. It's not like buying cars or buying a new sofa. You don't just go out and look at a load of them. It's actually something that requires serious, deep, detailed thinking. And what our experience is, particularly at this time of year, and particularly in what I've already explained to you is this high velocity job market, is common sense seems to just be going out the window because people are a little bit flattered by the recruiters constantly ringing them, they've got the LinkedIn button on and so on. And remember, if we've got 5, 7 plus or minus 2 things that we can hold in our mind, that's before you take into account the fact that everybody in the process is selling their arses off to you. So most of the recruitment consultants that you deal with will be on a lot of commission to place you, and they will be subtly selling their arses off. Not every recruiter you're dealing with is an IRC consultant that is commissioned on candidate and client satisfaction. Most of them will be selling their backsides off to sell and pitch their particular job. So you've got to hold that in working memory just to account for that as part of your decision-making criteria. Every company and every hiring manager you meet, if you're any good, unless you're a muppet obviously, but every company and hiring manager you meet is going to be selling their arse off to you to get you to take the job. You're selling your arse off to make sure that you're perceived in the best light. And all of this is taking up huge amounts of mental random access memory. So it turns the whole thing into a complete minefield. So what's the best thing you can do? How do you work through the minefield? How do you navigate it? Well, firstly, number one, work exclusively with one, maximum 2 recruiters that you have actually auditioned for the job of being your recruiter and representing you. Think before you select one. Don't make it about the jobs they've got. Make it about their ability to A, provide you with some wise counsel, B, listen to your needs in detail. Be really clear about what you're looking for in the job market. So I'll do it under a separate vlog. We'll go to another pub, we'll have another pint, we'll talk about it, and I'll do a whole episode on it. I'll give you 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, I'll give you an hour on how to actually work through what you need next in your career. But the thing to remember the most is look at what you need, not what you want. The amount of times candidates screw up career moves, particularly when they're busy with lots of jobs, is because they end up with a shiny job, not the right job for them at that point in their life and career. And they end up taking the shiniest job as sold by the shiniest suited recruitment consultant and the shiniest suited company that they go and meet. So make sure that you split in your mind, what are the things I need and what are the things I want? And be very clear to write down your needs, be very clear what they are, and go after them in the jobs that you're going for. Number 3, going on from number 2, make sure that when you're setting your needs and your wants and you're understanding this is what I want and this is what I need, that you're looking at it in the wider scheme of a much bigger goal, which is where you want to be in your career in 10, 15 years time. You've got to look at the jobs you're looking at now and ask yourself, where does this put me 3 years from now? If I go here and I do a good job, 3 years from now, what equity am I building in this move? What is this move going to be perceived as in the wider scheme of my bigger goal? And remember, the goal that you state, it has to be in the affirmative. The amount of candidates we speak to at this time of year who will say, well, I don't want to sell hardware anymore, and they think that's their goal, or I just really want to get out of where I am. That is not a goal, that's an escape plan. A goal is, in 15 years time, I want to have earned £1.5 million or £3 million over the next 15 years. I want to have invested £50,000 per year, and therefore I'll be in a position to retire. That's a goal stated in the affirmative. Number 4, no more than 3 jobs in play at any given time. I'll repeat that, no more than 3 jobs in play at any given time. Even if somebody comes back to you with a really sexy job, the only way in which you're allowed to take another job into your process is by getting rid of one of the other jobs. Anything more than 3 jobs in play at any given point in time is for amateurs as far as I'm concerned. Number 5, this is an apple. This, I'll put it there so the focus can hit it, is an orange. They are not the same. You should not compare the apple with the orange in the same way that you should not compare the job with the job. If I'm going to eat an apple, the question I should ask myself is, why do I want to eat the apple? Does the apple meet my needs right now? Well, actually, I'm in a pub right now having a pint. I don't want an apple, I want a bag of crisps, because that's what I need. I want salty goodness. I've had a couple of beers, I'm in. I want salty, happy pint food. Therefore, the apple no longer meets my needs. But I am feeling a little bit run down, so maybe the orange is a good idea because I need the vitamin C. See what I'm talking about here? What I'm talking about is the amount of times candidates compare job with the next job, with the next job, with the next job. They go into deep confusion, and in the end, the only thing that comes out on top is the price-led buying decision. The smart candidates compare the orange and the apple with a very clear, very discrete list of needs that they know has been well thought through and well calculated. So anyway, that's me. Again, from the Lamb and Flag in Leeds. It's a Leeds brewery pub owned by the same people that own the Midnight Bell. For those of you who are a Pint With JG historic geeks, it was actually the Midnight Bell is where we shot the very first episode of the vlog. Let's hope this isn't the very last episode of it. Next month, maybe what we'll talk about is actually how to work out your needs, how to document them and think them through. So, couple of bits, couple of plugs. One, make sure you catch up with Book Club later on in the week. We're still talking about The Effective Executive by Peter Drucker. Mike hates it, I'm less grumpy about it. Finally, do make sure you hit the like and the share button on LinkedIn. Share the link, send it to your mates. I don't think I'm talking complete shit. If I am, mail me and tell me and I'll talk about something a little bit more useful. But if you can hit like and share, that would be absolutely great. As it lets us know more than anything else that it's worth taking 3 or 4 hours out of work, walking around Leeds and shooting the video. So thank you very much for listening. If you're here and you're at this point and you're this far into the pint, then good on you. We really appreciate it. Thanks ever so much. See you next time. Bye.